Imagine being fired from the very company you built, rejected by investors, and told you're not good enough. Would you give up? Most people would, but Steve Jobs didn't. And what he did next not only changed his life, but changed the entire world. Pause with dramatic tone. Today's video, we're going to uncover the unbelievable journey of Steve Jobs, how a college dropout became the co-founder of Apple, how he faced crushing failures, and how he transformed those failures into one of the greatest success stories of all time. Stay until the end, because Steve's story hides lessons that could completely shift the way you think about success. Steve Jobs was born in 1955 and was adopted as a baby. From the very beginning, life didn't hand him a smooth path. He was curious, rebellious, and never fully fit into the system. In fact, Jobs dropped out of college after just one semester, but instead of quitting learning, he started attending the classes that inspired him the most, like calligraphy. At the time, it seemed useless. Years later, that very class shaped the beautiful typography of the first Macintosh computer. In 1976, Jobs teamed up with Steve Wozniak and Ronald Wayne to start Apple in a small garage. With nothing but vision and relentless drive, they built the Apple I computer. Soon, Apple exploded into a multi-million-dollar company. By his early 20s, Jobs was already a millionaire. But success didn't last. In 1985, just when Apple was reaching global recognition, Jobs was forced out of his own company. Imagine that. The company you created, the dream you fought for, and suddenly you're out. For most people, that would have been the end of the story. But for Jobs, it was just the beginning. Instead of giving up, Jobs built another company called NeXT and also bought a small animation studio called Pixar. Pixar later became the powerhouse behind films like Toy Story and Finding Nemo. Meanwhile, NeXT developed technology so advanced that years later, Apple had no choice but to buy it. And when they did, Steve Jobs returned to Apple. When Jobs came back, Apple was struggling. Many thought it was too late. But Jobs had a different vision. He simplified Apple's products, focused on design, and pushed the limits of technology. What came next changed everything. The iMac, the iPod, the iPhone, and the iPad. These weren't just products. They became cultural icons. And Apple transformed into one of the most valuable companies in the world. Steve Jobs once said, "You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards." Every setback in his life, dropping out of college, getting fired from Apple, the failures, were actually the dots that connected to his greatest success. So what can we learn from Steve Jobs? That failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. That passion and vision matter more than fitting into the system. And that even when the world doubts you, you must believe in yourself enough to keep going. Steve's journey is proof that success isn't about never falling. It's about rising every single time you fall. If you found inspiration in Steve's story, make sure to hit the like button. Subscribe for more powerful success stories and share this video with someone who needs motivation today, because you never know, this story might just be the spark that changes their life.